teenage sex and touting got in common?
Talk to me.
Is that my question?
Yeah.
So what has teenage sex and touting got in common? Basically, it's happening. We know it happens, but no one likes to talk about it.
Why?
Which bit? Touting.
Touting. Come on, let's keep it. This is a family show.
Of course, a family show, of course, from touting. Well, we spent, I don't know how much time on the road with agents who, and we talked to them about part of their business generation strategy,
Yes.
contact strategy, whatever we call it. What is your process for contacting? We say, which is my belief, people that need help.
Yes.
But agents seem to have, not all of them, but quite a lot of them that we see have this, oh goodness me, no, we can't do that.
Oh, we don't do that.
No, that's not
very,
not
gentlemanly.
Not very gentlemanly, not very chivalrous. We can't really do that.
No, that's what
It's
the corporate.
frowned upon.
That's what the corporate does.
That's always
Yes.
the line I get.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's because you're a corporate. No, it's not. It's got nothing to do
Oh,
with being
no,
a
we
corporate.
don't do that.
I'm an estate agent, and every single
That's
house.
what do.
Yeah, but every single house, every house that has a for sale board outside it that is sitting there unsold. Imagine that for sale board is a flag that the owner is waving, saying, "Can you help me?
Help me.
Help me, please."
And especially in this market, because things are sticking around a bit. You know, it's not like the good old days where whack it in the board, whack it on right move, and off we go.
Absolutely
So
right.
come on then, top tips for touting.
Top tips for touting. So identify. I mean, obviously everyone uses.
Maybe we could call it a different name.
Be a portal pirate.
Bottom pirate. War!
Argos
Everyone
estate
wearing eye
agency.
patches.
There you
Yeah,
go.
okay, I can see it.
Quite fun. What's a
Over
pirate?
the parrot on your shoulder as well. You want to leave my house with me? You could do that. Couldn't you?
No,
Anyway, we digress.
that's one of the online agents' crappy adverts.
Is it? Oh, God.
You could earn hundreds of thousands. Go on.
Yeah,
Go on then.
absolutely. Well, top tips. First of all, identify. If you have buyers, you have a marketplace with people, and you don't have the stock to service those people.
Yes.
Don't automatically assume that they've already heard about this property from somebody else. So if you've got, obviously, using Rightmove Intel or whatever portal you're using, identify properties where you can see poor photographs, badly positioned pricing, where you would give people advice. And ultimately, imagine if that person walked into your office or they phoned you up and said, "Can you look at my property advert and tell me a second opinion? Why do you think it isn't selling?" Don't wait for them to come and tell you. Go and tell them, and let them make a decision.
Yeah, but they might. If I knock on the door, they might tell me to bugger off.
Well, they might do. Depends on how you position everything. It's back to content. If you knock on the door and try and leverage your way in, of course they're going to
Drop
tell
your
you.
shoulder. Yeah, like
put your foot in the door.
England rugby union
Yeah,
team.
then they're going to. That's not going to go down well at all.
Yeah, because most door knocking is I see you on the market with X, Y, Z agents and they're shit.
Yeah.
It can be that, but actually, if you think about what this industry is all about, helping people move,
Yes.
then if you are going to include, direct approaches to people, then asking them how they're getting on with their house hunting is the usual way forward.
Yes.
Can you help them find a house? How they move getting
Yes.
on? But also respecting the fact they have made a choice to choose the agent they're with, and asking them how it's going. Just see what happens. Some people will say to you, as they've done to me many times, actually, it's not selling. We're frustrated. But from the customer's point of view, the seller...
Should you be knocking on the door at week one? I mean, let's say most agency periods are 12 weeks. Where should you be starting to knock on the door?
Well, that's going to very much depend if you're on your expectations. If you start knocking on doors after week one, it's a bit of a waste of time, in fairness, because someone's not going to change their mind that quickly.
Not if you're in the 14-day cooling off period.
Well, yeah, but I happen to think
Sarah.
I
there's
know, and I've not even worked for a corporate.
well, it's
Naughty.
not
I'm
corporate.
joking.
It's not corporate agency. I don't even work for a
This
corporate.
is why we get in fights on
Yeah, I
the
know,
motorway.
but it's not. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we're not
Okay.
on the M6 right
Okay,
now.
we'll leave the millennial to knock on the door at day one and waste their time.
I certainly think after 4 or 5 weeks, yeah, if you're not selling avocados,
Okay, avocado.
if you are
Away from the millennial debate.
if you are looking at other agent stock, then you would expect after a 4-week period, if the property hasn't secured any offers,
Yes.
maybe 4 or 5 weeks, then I'd start making an approach to those people.
Yes.
In terms of how you can help, and let the person make a decision. Let the owner decide to come back to you or not. If they decide not to, then
Yes.
that's fine. But at least do something to help them.
I've done a video on this about 18 months ago called the frozen pea method.
Okay. Yeah.
Would you like me to share it with you?
Please.
Please.
Okay, because I tell you what, this took my agency from number 15 up to number 3 or 4 in Nottingham in a period of about 4 or 5 months
Okay.
for listings. All right, So you start knocking on the door at 5 weeks before the end of the sole agency. You knock on the door and you say, "Hi, I'm Chris. I've been driving past your property for the last 9 weeks because it's been on the market 9 weeks. I've knocked on your door because I'm really worried.
Yep.
Okay, I can tell you what, if you can sell this, I want 10% commission. Is that a deal?
No problem.
Okay, it's all right.
You come and do one of our online training courses.
Certainly could, and we've got the green screen here. It'd be fine.
Done. Deal.
Done. Deal. Sandwich. Lovely. Right. And you say, I don't want your name and I don't want your number, but what I do want to know is tell me what you're looking for, because I don't know if you're aware, but not every property goes on Rightmove.
Yeah.
So you're missing out. You're not on my mailing list and you're missing out. So tell me what you're looking for, and if I see it, I'll pop it in the post to you. All right? So there's no hassle. You're not slagging the agent off. They tell you 3-bedroom semi or whatever. You then bugger off, and then a week later, you go onto Rightmove and you print off everything that's come onto the market. Right? Not just with you, but with every agent. It comes back to what you were saying, helping them move.
It's right, just show it.
You can say, well, surely they've seen it on Rightmove. No, yes, they will have done, but that's not the point. You knock on the door and say, "Hi, it's Chris. I came round last week. You said you were looking for a 3-bedroom semi in Fulwood. Here's one that's just come on the market with my competitor, Connell's. It's beautiful inside, and I thought of you. The reason I'm dropping this by is I was going to put it in the post, but remembered I'm on my way to the gym."
Get that machine that you put money in to get things come out.
I'm on the way to the gym, so I thought I'd save myself a postage stamp.
Yeah.
So and then you walk away.
Yeah.
Next week, you knock on the door saying, "I was about to put this in the post, but remembered I was going to do a viewing around the corner. I can't stop there in 5 minutes. Here's the brochure."
Yeah.
Next week, you say, "I can't stop because I've got some frozen
peas
in the
and
car."
it's melting. Ice cream could
Yeah,
work
yeah.
even better.
So
Yeah.
you go, yeah.
See
That's
what
why
you
it's
mean?
called the frozen pea method.
Or salmon salad, perhaps.
Yeah,
or
well, if you
whatever.
don't want to lie, you could go and buy yourself a cheap bag of peas. Then you're not lying, because people can tell if you're lying, can't
Yeah, of
they?
course they can.
So you can genuinely have some peas in the car.
So there's your answer, listeners, readers.
There you go, frozen pea method.
Frozen peas.
But
in your
what
fridge.
happens is this, and this is the only thing I've seen that genuinely works on door knocking, and it works. Most people haven't got the balls to do it, and most people that do, and if you just type in the word "the frozen pea method" into YouTube, you'll find it. And most people haven't got the stamina or the patience to follow through, because they always say it week 4 or 5, which just happens to be when the sole agency's finished. "Chris, I feel really embarrassed. You're trying to find me a home and I haven't sold mine." And that's when you go, you say, okay, you do that in your mind.
Yeah, okay. Because I've been thinking this guy's insane at my door. Kids!
I wasn't sure whether that was with peas or without peas.
No, this is
money.
show me the money.
I thought it was
Show me the
peas.
money.
Show me the money.
That's it.
So what that does is basically say, well, I've got 10 minutes now. I've looked at your photos online, and I think Connell's, other estate agents are available. So we just use that as an example. I love Connell's; they're great people. And you say, "I've got 10 minutes now. Do you want to just have a quick look round to see if they've missed anything?"
Yeah, that's a nice line. But I think ultimately,
It's all about this, it's what you say.
Why is it wrong? Why is it wrong?
It's not wrong
to go and speak to somebody that wants to sell a house. That's what we do for a living.
You're going not to try and get the property. You're going with trying to help them find
That's
the
right.
next
Exactly
one.
right. You're
Same
help
thing.
people.
I
Exactly right.
think
totally
a
agree
lot of
with you.
this comes down to, though, often, and we call it estate agencies, and I think you talked about this in one of your previous videos that
Yes,
you
we
guys did
did.
together, is that words are very powerful, and the mere word touting sounds
the wrong
horrific.
word, isn't it? Yeah.
It's the wrong word. We actually
Yes.
say, go and introduce yourself to people and help them to move. That's it. That's what you're going to do. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not doing anything wrong against another agent, whoever it may be.
You're not slagging them off.
No.
And we absolutely do not condone the slating, shall I say, of other agents. It's just completely unprofessional and uncalled for.
Can I just say as well, there's another point on this. Sorry, go on, you carry on.
Well, I was going to say that sort of angle of touting, as in door knocking, as in going to introduce yourself, is one angle. But of course, there's the other angle, which a lot of people are doing now, which is actually writing to people on a consistent basis.
Yes, that does work. I mean, I've got an acquaintance who's got one of these agencies whose sole job is just to pick up, you know, the ones that write to you all the time. And here's a huge tip for you: it doesn't matter what's in the letter; it's the consistency of sending the letter.
That was going to be one of my tips: consistency, regularity. Whilst I fair enough, you may know better than me, I'm almost certain that because there's quite a few software systems available now that you're able to do it, some of them give you templated letters,
Yes.
and I can guarantee if I get the same letter through the door from one agency and another agency, no good.
Yeah.
So you
I
must
agree with that.
concentrate on your letters.
Yeah, huge tip for you, because I mean, let's be honest, there's firms out there. There's Richard Rawlings. You've got Spectre. Love Spectre.
Heather and
our
Tom.
favourite.
Love Spectre. I was due to go out and see them in London last month, but unfortunately the wife went very well, so I must get that rearranged.
Yes.
Yes, there's nothing harm. We're speaking with Heather. Her best clients tweak the templates.
Completely, yeah.
Yeah.
We've helped some of her clients do that as well, and it's just about
Top tips on that. Help the guys out there.
Well, here's the golden egg for you, or the
Go on,
golden goose even as
Oh,
well. And a
I
golden egg.
like that. Golden nuggets.
If you understand the cycle of somebody's time with an agency, what happens typically on week 4 or week 5 if the property hasn't gone under offer?
Well, they're getting a bit. Have I chosen the right agent?
What advice are they given by their agent?
Drop the price.
Yeah. So write to them on week 3 and say you're about to be told you're going to have to drop the price. Don't do it. I'll come and give you a second opinion. Unlocked many doors, quite literally.
Love that.
There's a freebie because it's actually what happens, isn't it? It's the site, it's the journey
Yeah.
that the vendor's going to have. We put it on Rightmove. The vendor thinks we're fully marketing for a 4-week period.
Yes.
But actually, what really happens is, as we've already talked about, it goes on Rightmove. We get no viewings. We mail it out, email it out, get hardly anybody come back in. Then we phone the owner after about 2 or 3 weeks and say it's the price, when it quite often isn't, or it can be, but it's not always the price.
So, do you help agents with all this?
Completely, yeah.
absolutely.
Good stuff. Share some contact details with the guys at home. I'm sure you'd be more than happy to someone to pick the phone up. What, have you got some numbers that you can share?
Yeah,
Go
absolutely.
for it. Tell the people at
Yeah.
home.
Go.
Yeah, so I don't answer emails very often because I don't look at them all the time, but you're welcome to contact us via our website. Obviously, I'm Brian, that's Sarah on the AllStars Group.
You can text Brian and he'll tell you his number because he's useless at emails. What's your number?
I'm going to put my number out on national TV.
I'll do mine.
Oh,
07
hold on, you do yours.
Come on.
07393 409 306. I feel like I'm on X Factor. Give us a call though and we're
I'm going to
done.
vote Sarah, call that number. Don't forget, lines close at 6. I'm 07388 341 820.
There you go, guys. Look, these help an awful lot of people, a lot of my clients, and if you need any help with progressing your estate agency, then these are the guys to talk to. Training and business generation and just everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good
Absolutely.
stuff. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks, Chris.